Happy Sunday, all. This is DJ Vinyl Vertigo. As you know, this weekend was Record Store Day weekend, 2025, April 12th, yesterday. And I did a video earlier about it, but I did it so fast from my car that it was kind of incoherent, I think. I don't know, kind of crazy. I'm trying to do it really fast. So I'm going to still try to do it fast because there's a lot to talk about, and I want to do it in a short amount of time because I can't stand overly long Record Store Day videos personally. I skip through. I want to see what you got. Anyways, I'll tell you really quickly. I helped Daddy Cool Records in St. Petersburg. I always help them during their Record Store Day and their Black Fridays. I usually do anyway. And what happens is I came in around 7:30 ish, and there was already a line going out the door and all the way down the street and all that kind of stuff. I got in there and we just got some coffee and stuff and just got ourselves prepared for everything. I was working the door. There was some construction happening in one of our, because we have a door you can go in and go out of normally, but the entrance that they normally come through, that side of the store, there was some construction going on, so we couldn't use that entrance. So everybody had to go through the same area, and we have these big rolling like warehouse type wall like doors that you just roll. So we kept it kind of close, and then we opened it when it was time for the people to come in. Basically, how they set it up is that they put all the Record Store Day records in alphabetical order in their genres, but they have little tags that say Record Store Day on it that are clipped onto the divider where that particular record is. So everybody who goes in knows exactly when those things are there. They know that's where the Record Store Day records are. So they're mixed in with the regular records, but they have a special little tag there so you can see where everything is. That's how they do it. People go around, they shop around, and they go to the counter, they get their stuff, and as they're leaving, there's kind of thank you gifts outside. They can pick a few things to take with them, like a glass, a coffee mug, stickers, poster, whatever, and they get that kind of stuff if they want it. And, I ask people as they're going in, what are you looking for? If they want to tell me, they'll tell me. Sometimes they want to keep it a secret because they don't want anybody else to hear. And when they're leaving, I ask them, what did you get? Are you happy with your purchases? And so, some people just want to go because they want to get home and listen to the records. I get that. And others will stop and show me what they got, or they'll tell me what they got, and they tell me that they're happy or whatever. Or they're not happy and they want to go look elsewhere or whatever. Also, if people can't find things, I can direct them to wherever they were going, that kind of thing, which I did a lot of that. Anyway, because I was working it, I get paid back in records. And so we decided I didn't want money, for my day of work. I want to, I'm going to spend money on records, so why don't you just give me records? So that's the best way to do it. And so I got quite a few. And I'm not going to tell you how many records I got for working and how much I paid for. It's none of your business. Anyway, so anyhow, the only thing I can tell you what I did not get, which is very surprising, I was not able to get Prince Grand Slam, although I do have that on CD already from the box set of Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe. And I did not get what I wanted, which was the live Marcus King at the Bluebird Cafe. So those two things were things that I wasn't able to get. And Thievery Corporation, which I'm sure I can get that, down the line. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff, but I just want to let you know, I think I've been telling you guys that I've been cutting back on buying records and I've been saving because I wanted to make sure that this list was amazing to me. I thought this was one of the best RSD lists for many people in a long time. I mean, things just popped out at me. Like, I was just like, whoa, all this? So it was kind of scary. So I decided I'm going to do my thing, get what I need, get what I want, not I need, what I want. Come on, let's face it. This is a hobby of want. And after which, there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to review, to listen to over and over, to get into, to dig into orally. So you know what? I don't need to be shopping after Record Store Day for quite some time. And I'm keeping to that because, that's a lot of money to be going out. And not only that, but it's also a lot of space being used with new records coming in to the collection. And I need to, go through my collection and see what I want to keep later, of older stuff, so I can start parsing some stuff down. So I need time to go through my collection before I start buying more stuff. So this is it for quite a while. So I'm just telling you that now, because when you see what I've got, you're going to be like, damn. Anyway, today I only listened to one record so far today because I've been really busy doing stuff. And also hanging out with some friends. We went to see some jazz this afternoon downtown, St. Pete, outdoors, and having a couple drinks and things like that. So I'm back home and doing some stuff, cooking, cleaning, whatever. And now I'm sitting down with you. And while I was cleaning and stuff, before I started this video, I listened to one record. And it was the only jazz record that I got. And that was the Wes Montgomery Witten Kelly Trio. And I love Wes Montgomery. This is a really good record. This is Smokin' in Seattle Live in Penthouse Unearthed Jazz Classic from 1966. Limited edition second pressing, 180 gram LP, gatefold. Transferred from original master tapes featuring Wes Montgomery, Wynton Kelly Trio with Ron McClure, Jimmy Cobb on drums, Ron McClure on bass, of course Wynton on piano, and Wes Montgomery on guitar. The tracks are really great on this. It has an extensive 8-page insert with rare photos from several photographers, essays by Seattle Times writer Paul DeBarros, jazz guitarist icon Pat Metheny, and bassist Ron McClure, interviews with Jimmy Cobb and renowned pianist Kenny Barron, and more. This was, of course, originally recorded at the Penthouse in Seattle, Washington, April 14th and 21st in 1966, produced for release by Zeb Feldman and George Clayton. So, and this is limited edition, a second pressing. This is 1186 out of 2200. So, very happy to have this. Came with its own everything. And this sounds amazing. So this got me going to start my video. So that's the first thing. That's the only jazz thing I got. I couldn't afford, for the things that I wanted to get, I couldn't afford to buy lots of jazz because the jazz stuff, while amazing, was a little bit more pricey. And I just couldn't do it all. I just couldn't do it. And some of you can, and that's great. More power to you. I just couldn't do it. And I'll just have to listen and be kind of jealous of the jazz bums and all those kind of guys, and Waxed and all those kind of guys, and Mazzy, of course, they get all this great jazz stuff that I wasn't able to get. And I'm not getting FOMO for it because I have a lot of really good jazz here anyways in my collection, so I'm cool. I'm cool. Next up, trying to be fast and I'm still talking too much. This is a band from Florida that's amazing. They're kind of a swamp blues band called JJ Grey and Mofro. They were originally just called Mofro, but now they're called JJ Grey and Mofro. And they have really great records. I had nothing on vinyl for them. I have almost all of their CDs, except for maybe one or two. And this one I do have on CD, but now I have it on vinyl. This is the Orange Blossoms record. A great song called On Fire is on here. Orange Blossoms is a great song. Dewdrops. There's a song called Ybor City, which is a section of Tampa in Tampa Bay in Florida. And this is written and arranged by J.J. Grey himself. This is originally from 2008. And it has this transparent orange vinyl. Just to let you see it really quickly. Florida oranges, it's a citrusy record. This, if you like swamp blues, if you like funky stuff, but bluesy, if you like the Black Keys, they're not exactly like the Black Keys, but they're in that vein, in that area. North of Mississippi All-Stars, that kind of thing. But they're just a little bit more laid back and laconic, you know what I mean? Like they're just really like, yow. They're really good. I would really recommend, if you like that kind of laid back, swampy, you can feel the heat, you can smell the orange blossoms, you can just, you could hear the crickets and the cicadas and all that stuff when you listen to stuff like this. It's a really good album. And anything of theirs will just, there's another record of theirs called La Lusa that just blows your mind. It's so good. You just feel like you're out in the rural Florida, North Florida, kind of like the Panhandle, and you're in the field and you're sweating and you just want a nice lemonade or hot, like some kind of cocktail or whatever. Great record to check out. Next up, singer-songwriter Lianne La Havas. People were saying, who's this? I never heard of her. This woman, I've been pushing women like Emily King, Corinne Bailey Rae. They're just the more modernist type of singer-songwriter in the vein of a Tracy Chapman, but not folky like her. More modernist, more urban, more almost neo soul sounding, but not exactly neo soul. Almost in the vein of a female who would probably follow in the footsteps of like a Bill Withers or something like that, and mix it up with something a little bit more modern, a little bit more urban, and that is Lianne La Havas. She is smoking good. Great voice, great lyrics, great writing, great arrangements, and I can't say better things about this one. The title track is Your Love Big Enough is great. There's another song called No Room for Doubt that just kicks it. Everything is another one. Tease Me. There's so many good songs on this record. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, the woman that I did a review of, Uwade, the other day. I did a review of her record. That kind of Arlo Parks, that kind of artist, but American. Just amazing. Lianne La Havas, check her out. And this record is called Is Your Love Big Enough? I couldn't believe that this was going to be on vinyl. And I couldn't believe so many people didn't know who she was. So I was directing people to it. And people were picking it up on my recommendation. I'm sure they're going to be very happy. And I was very careful who I told, because I was looking at what they were buying. And I told them about it. If you were buying like Iggy Pop and Black Sabbath and all that, I probably wouldn't steer you that direction unless you told me that you're into this. But if you were picking up things like Lettuce and Orgone and whatever, I would be like, yeah, you got to pick if you pick that Prince, even, I'd say check this one out as well. Next up, The Meters from New Orleans. And it just says live at the Great American Music Hall, 1975. I don't know anything about it, and I don't care, because the Meters smoke every time in their studio stuff. So I've never seen them live. I've seen some members who were involved with the Neville Brothers, and I've seen the Neville Brothers several times live. So I know if I dig the Neville Brothers live, I've seen Cyril Neville live with the Black Honkies. I know that I would love the Meters live. So this has got just not a lot of songs on here, but it has Hey Pocky Way, which is one of my favorites. Mardi Gras Mambo's on this. Chicken Struts on here. The side A, it says A minor, middle of the road. It's a 19-minute song. They do Down by the River, Just Kiss My Baby. That's another great song. So, loving this. I wish that they did the song When You Come Back on here. That would be really cool to hear that. But that wasn't in his gig. So, yeah, live Meters. And there was a lot of live releases in this record store day. And there's a lot of people out there that don't really particularly care for live releases, either because they don't like them that way, or they just don't like the recordings, how they sound. They don't like to hear the audience. They think, I love live recordings when they're really good. I don't like live recordings that have canned audience response, which is not real audience response. I can't stand when they pipe in audience response that doesn't really match what's really going on. And there are things like that exist. I also don't like when they don't mic things properly, or it's not recorded. It's not meant to be a live recording. It's just like, why are you even putting this out? you know. But if they have really done their due diligence and really mic'd up everything for a live recording of this band's performance or performances, I'm fine with it. I'm also fine if they pick and choose the best performances from different shows. I don't care. If the performances are good, that's all I want to hear. And I love live music anyway, so I love live albums if they're done right. All right, that's all I'm going to say on that. This is another live record, The First Family, Sly and the Family Stone. Again, don't know anything about this. I love the packaging. I love this. It's beautiful. It's just a beauty. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. And since that Sly and the Family Stone documentary has come out, which was amazing, it's just exciting to get something like this. This is live at the Winchester Cathedral, 1967. And has, of course, all the original people in it. Cynthia Robinson, Jerry Martini, Sly Stone, of course, Greg Arrico, Larry Graham, and Brother Freddie Stone. The songs, I don't know them right off the bat, but I don't care, because I know it's going to be good. And it's on High Moon Records, and it's produced for release by Alec Paleo and Edwin and Arno Konings, if that means anything to you. And I think this is a mono, if I'm not mistaken. So, and this is done on, let's see, anything special about the, it's one record. It's clear. It's a clear vinyl. Show you this real quick. I'm not going to do this for everything, but clear vinyl. See, clear vinyl. I don't want to really touch things because I'm in a hurry, and I don't have an assistant to help me put things back. So, I got to do this very carefully because I don't want to ruin my brand new records and dirty them and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be cleaning things anyway, but still, I don't want to add to dirt and grime and oil and grit onto my grooves. Okay, next up. This was not on my radar. I didn't even see it on the list, and it was on the list, but I missed it. And I went back and forth on this. I said, should I wait? But it is an exclusive. And I said, yeah, but this might not end up being an exclusive, or maybe people might not bite on this, and maybe I can get this later. And I said, but you know what? I've said that before. I did that with the Mamas and the Papas record that I have not been able to find. Mamas and Papas Live 2 years ago or whatever it was. And I was so pissed I was never able to get a copy of that at a decent price. So I've let that go. So I said, you know what? I'll just pick it up. It's not that expensive. Brittany Howard, live from Austin City Limits. And she does a lot of songs from that last record that she put out. Can't think of the name of the last record right off the bat. But the song Prove It To You is a fabulous song. Red Flags, I love it. Another Day, What Now? Oh, I think What Now is the name of the record. It's the name of the last studio record for Brittany Howard. And so I was happy to get this one. And this, I didn't know, I thought it was a black vinyl, but it's actually a very dark. You can see it dark blue. You can see that in the light. So this is on Island Records. So I need to change the inner sleeve for that one. They didn't really give you a decent inner sleeve. It's a total just paper. So I'm happy to have that. Hopefully I'll be happy to have that. I want to listen to it. It's live. I don't know what the quality is, but we'll figure that out when we hear it. Another live record, and when I saw it on the list, I went, another one? Every single record store day, just like the Grateful Dead, just like the Doors. Bowie always comes out with something. They're always coming out with something. And I said, I just can't keep doing this. But you know what? It's Bowie. Ready, Set, Go, live. Riverside Studios, 2003. And this is basically when the Reality record came out. And he did a lot of the songs from Reality, but he also did some songs from Heathen, because Cactus is on here as well. So I was really excited to see this one. This is on Parlophone, right? Parlophone record, yeah. And it's not a I don't know why they didn't do a gatefold. It's just like Both records are in here, and it's basic black vinyl. I think it has a booklet in there, or no, it has a poster, which I'm not going to open up, but just to let you see, there's a poster in there, and David looks pretty happy there. Yep. And this is, again, Ready, Set, Go. And a lot of people were talking about this. People were real excited about this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pick it up. And they were going pretty quickly, you know. Oh, and the other record I was not able to get is our friend's record, Joey's record, Dada. I was not able to get Puzzle. It's sold out everywhere. You should be very proud. Wow. You just can't find it. It just can't find that record. It just people went nuts for that. So that's really great. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, not wonderful for me, but it's wonderful for the members of Dada. Okay. Next up, Mazzy got me excited about this because I wasn't going to do it because I have all their stuff on CD and I was kind of happy with it. And I'm like, fine, I don't need to get, because I don't have any of their stuff on vinyl. But something about it had not been on vinyl for quite some time. It had been on vinyl before, but now it's back on, been re-released. It's an exclusive limited edition on colored vinyl. And it's one of their great records, Camper Van Beethoven. Telephone Freelance Light Victory. And I'm not going to read all the stuff in the back here, but it's a really great record, So it has the Skinhead song on it, I believe, and I'm just happy to have this as well. I love Camper Van Beethoven. I love Cracker. I've actually interviewed David. My brain's not working right now. David Lowery. I've interviewed him. I've actually, I had some interaction with him when we had our Tropical Heat Wave concert, our festival, Tropical Heat Wave, quite a few years ago, and they were the headliners. Cracker was the headliner, and while things were being exchanged from one band to another, sets being changed and being set up. One of David Lowery's guitars got mixed up with the previous band's guitars, and somebody from our volunteers on the stage were supposed to watch each band's stuff and make sure things didn't get mixed up. And this person went to go eat and didn't pay attention. And of course, one of the guitars got mixed up, and David Lowery lost his shit. And rightfully so. I mean, your guitars are your babies. That's your bread and butter. Those are your babies. You will get emotionally. It's like your children. You know what I mean? Your instruments. They're very important. And he lost it, and people were like not understanding why he was going so crazy. So I went over there. I didn't know what was going on, and I said, Mr. Lowery, what's happening? And he explained. He angrily explained to me what was going on, and I said, I will make sure that he goes, I'm not going on stage until we try with guitar. And I said, he goes, well, I'll leave. We'll leave. And I said, Mr. Lowery, I said, we will find your guitar. I said, please, you are the headliner. All those people out there came to see you, and you know that. And I don't want those people to be punished for some guy's mess up. I said something else. And I said, I will make this right. I will make sure that we find that guitar. We're going to find that guitar. And we did find that guitar. He got on stage before we found the guitar because I was able to calm him down. He got on stage, started with the first song. By the time he was halfway through the first song, I went up with his guitar case, opened it up. He had an empty stand there. I placed the guitar down and the case and all that behind in the back end of the stage there, and caught his attention when he was finishing a song, and I just went like this, like that, and he was like that, and he was happy. And after the show, he was just like, he goes, you rock, man. You made my day. You actually are amazing. Thank you so much. And so we've never lost track from one another. He's always been a great interview for me when I'm on my radio show. When I was in New York visiting my parents, when my parents were still alive in New York City, they were playing at the Highline Theater, and I just happened to text him and say, oh, you're in my neck of the woods. I can't believe it. I said, I didn't know you were going to be playing here. And he goes, oh, you're in town? I said, yeah, I'm visiting my parents. He's texting me back and forth, and he goes, you're on the guest list. You know, he's just a cool guy, and it's just been really great. But anyway, I said all that to say I got this record. Kevin Van Beethoven. All right. No more stories. Then, Pixies. One little story with this. Pixies, I always get their live recordings. They have one for almost every record store day. Sorry for the glare. The Pixies. This is Trompe Le Monde. This is Bossa Nova Trompe Le Monde live. So both those records live. Side 1 and side A and B are Bossa Nova. Side C and D are Trompe Le Monde. They do the full albums live in concert. And let's see, ice blue colored vinyl. I'll maybe show that to you another day. Maybe I'll do a Pixies special and just show you all that stuff. I don't want to waste any more time. And this, the story about this, you know, when I was working at Daddy Cool on Record Store Day yesterday, you know, they can't hold things for anybody, obviously, because that's, you know, that's not how things are done. So what happens is, the manager wanted me to have a list of some of the releases that I may want to get. And so while people were coming in and doing their purchases and stuff, and things started to calm down a little bit, he says, I'll pick a few of the things for you, blah, 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 blah. And then once you're done with what you do, you can come out and finish picking the rest of the things if we have them. So he picked, you know, I gave him the list, and this was on the list, and I forgot that this was on the list. So he pulled some things for me, you know, once things quieted down. And this was one of the ones he pulled, and they were in the back. And so when I got out there to do my little bit of shopping, when I was finished with my station, I picked this one as well. And then we put all the stuff together. We didn't see that this was on twice. So I bought this twice, or I got this twice. And so, yeah, I have 2 of these, and one of them I'm taking back to the station, to the store, because somebody else could use it, and I'll just exchange it for something else. It's not, I didn't open it. This is the one for me. There's another one just like this in a bag to go back to the store. So I had 2 Pixies, so, you know, somebody else can get that one. That'll be really cool. But I love the artwork. I love, these recordings are really, really good, and the Pixies are amazing. I've seen them a couple of times. Next up, another live record. I wasn't going to get this. And the only reason why I changed my mind at the last minute was the fact that I saw a YouTube video short of this artist playing his own record for Record Store Day and being excited about it. And it was Sting. Sting actually convinced me to buy his record by just being in a short. And this is Sting Beat 3.0 live. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this because they only had 1 copy at Record Store Day, and I waited and waited and waited. I even waited, even after I made my picks, I still waited for a while just to give somebody else the opportunity to do their shopping, because that's only fair, because I was in the store before it even opened. So it's only fair that they get to shop, and then once they shop, I can go, once the dust settles, I can go do my little shopping. This was still there. So I was able to get the 1 copy as opposed to the 1 copy of the Marcus King that I didn't get because somebody snatched that up the first 20 minutes. Somebody snatched that one up. But this one was still sitting there, so I got to get this one. And I'm very excited because I love all the songs on here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're Sting songs and Police songs. And what I heard on the short, the sound quality was very good, and his sound system was really cool. And if that was his sound system in his apartment or his house or whatever, maybe it was just it might have been a staged thing. It was a great sound system that Sting was playing it on. But anyway, this is I'm excited about this. This was my number 1 thing that I wanted to have of all the things. If I didn't get anything else, I wanted this one. And I was talking a lot about this on other people's videos. I was actually putting in a comment section on streams and stuff. And that was Hepcat. This is early. They're not from the '60s, but their sound is like early '60s traditional ska music, more soulful, not the rock and roll type, the more soulful Jamaican sound. But these guys are not from Jamaica. They're from California. Hepcat, Push and Shove, amazing. All the records are so good, and it's just I can't even like it's just. If you like ska, if you like the traditional stuff, if you like Desmond Decker, and you like that kind of early stuff, the early Wailers, early stuff, this is definitely a record. They got the sound quality down. It sounds like the '60s. It just has that real great early Jamaican feel, the pre-reggae stuff, and just great songs. They have Ronnie. They do Daydreamin'. You and I. They do Give Me a Little Sign. Give me a little sign, girl, with a ska beat. Oh man, it's amazing. Just amazing stuff on this. So I'm so happy that this is on vinyl. And also, let me just show it to you really quickly. Yeah, we're passing the 30-minute mark, which I didn't want to do, but we're almost finished. Red vinyl. Red and yellow vinyl. Okay. This is really tight. I gotta be very careful. I don't want to touch. I don't like to touch my vinyl unless it's on the tips of the end of the vinyl. You know. I'm very traditional that way too, don't worry. I'm not an audiophile, but I'm very traditional. How I handle my records. Alright, next. This was another one that I just felt I had to have. These are the ones that I actually had to have. It's funny that they're coming at the end. This is Patsy Cline. I know you would probably think, Patsy Cline after all that other stuff? Patsy Cline? Yeah. I'm not a country guy, but I'm a Patsy Cline guy like nobody's business. I love this woman. This woman could sing anything. I'm sure if she was still alive in the 70s and the 80s, she probably would have sang songs with Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight and all this. I mean, she probably would have done all kinds of stuff with all kinds because she was the most soulful country singer I had ever heard in my life. I was like, this woman blows some music. She can blow. I mean, she had this way of interpreting a song that just, and supposedly these are previously unreleased stuff, mostly previous unreleased material with 15 new songs and Patsy's earliest known recordings from 1954. Duets with Ernest Tubb, Cowboy Copas, Ferlin Husky, and others. Yeah, I'm just happy. And this is, again, another one of those produced and released by none other than, amongst others, Zeb Feldman. So this comes with a great pedigree. Somebody's like revving up a car out there. Wow. Anyway, so Patsy Cline. Happy. Excited to have this. Another one. I always get this, but I always get these. This is the, of course, the Night Lights from Jazz Dispensary. That's the latest Jazz Dispensary. I always get the Jazz Dispensary records, and I'm sure you've seen this on Norman Maslov's channel and many other people's channels. A lot of people pick this one up. A lot of times people sleep on this. Don't sleep on these. This is supposedly a very quiet one. Kind of a sexy one, kind of a moody version. This is not real funky. It's got great artists on there. And I'm not going to go through all of them because I'm sure you've heard so many people talk about this record. This is definitely something. If you haven't picked it up and it's still sitting in one of your record stores, in the bins in the record store, grab it. It's not that expensive for what it is, and it's a great curation of jazz stuff. So, and if you don't have a lot of jazz, that's a good way to just have some jazz in your collection. I mean, it's easy because and it's diverse because it's all different types of artists. It's not just one artist. And finally, how could I even have Record Store Day without getting something from Coal Mine? I'm sure you've seen people talk about the Soul Slabs. They don't do one every Record Store Day, but they have 3 others that have they have done, and I've gotten all of them. This is the 4th one, and it's on red vinyl. It's like cherry red vinyl, and it's the singles of the past year or 2 or 3 or 4 from the last time that they had Soul Slabs. And they haven't had a Soul Slabs in a little bit of a couple of years, I think, maybe 2 years. So this is Coal Mine Records. Has amazing artists on here. Paula Green's Monophonics, Aaron Frazier, the Sinceres, the Winston Brothers, Duran Jones and the Indications, Leroy Conroy, the Sextones, Kelly Finnegan, Delvon Lamar Organ Trio. You know, I love them. And also Orgone, another band that I absolutely adore. The Jive Turkeys is on here. So some gospel, the Harlem Gospel Travelers. We've had them for WMNF at a venue called Skipper Smokehouse in Tampa. They blew the roof off, and there's no roof at the Skipper Smokehouse. It's open air, but they still blew the roof off with their incredible gospel, funky gospel leanings. So yeah, great record. This is a great introduction to the neo soul funky stuff that you will find on Coal Mine Records. If you want to say, well, who, what can I get on my label? I don't know these artists. Get the compilation. Try it out. If this is still in the store, pick it up. It's really worth every penny. Soul Slabs Volume 4. Okay? And that's everything. Like I said, the only things that I did not get were Phoebe Corporation, the Prince Jam Slam, Slam Jam, yeah, live, and also the Marcus King live. So eventually they may fall into my lap, and if they don't, I'm not going to kill myself over it. I mean, as you can see, I've gotten a lot to do. I have a lot of work ahead of me to listen, so my ears are going to be burning with all this great music. So anyhow, let me know what you picked up. Anything special? You don't have to give me the whole list, but anything special that you picked up, or what your day was like, or how you enjoyed Record Store Day, or if you didn't go to Record Store Day, you can even tell me why you didn't go to Record Store Day, or how you do your kind of thing. I don't like to stand in line early. I always go later anyway, but I usually like to work them because I like to watch people, what they're into music, and I like to see, especially young people, coming out and buying vinyl and getting really interested in music in a real way instead of just streaming stuff. It's important that people take music seriously, because music is definitely it's definitely part of our lives. It's the soundtrack to our lives. It creates memories for all of us, and in any way that we can grab it. You know what I mean? I mean, whatever genres you're into, that's what you're into. If you're into Taylor Swift, if you're only into bebop jazz, if you're only into metal, if you're only into punk, it doesn't matter. Music kind of balances us out. It also gives us guideposts to parts of our lives. It keeps us grounded and lets us remember things from the past. Lets us remember how our lives are going. I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I love music so much, and I know you do too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to me talk so long. Anyway, I'm done. I'm finished. Have a great day. Keep listening to great music. Happy Record Store Day weekend, guys. Bye.